bit going into weeks like this with two tough 15 matchup?
Yeah, I think this time of year, I think everybody realizes that, the regular season's coming to an end. And you look at, I think the way conferences set up schedules, they're really looking to get the teams in terms of preseason projection playing this time of year to try to help them stay where they're supposed to be, stay there, but also maybe enhance where they can move forward. And so you look down at our schedule right now, and certainly you've got to give a lot of credit to South Carolina. I think they were picked last in the league, and Lamont has done just a terrific job and put this team right there in contention with everybody. But this time of year, if you're not excited, there's something wrong.
Do you remember many years like this where it's 2 weeks of 4 ranked teams, 4 quad one games to finish the season?
No, I remember through the years being in a position where the schedule we had, you knew you had to win if you wanted to get in the postseason tournament. But in terms of being where we are with this, I think one is a great thing to embrace and understand it can really help you moving forward if you have the right mindset with it, because you've got great respect for your opponents coming in and the ones you got to go play. And so there's really no other way to look at it other than this is what we have, and you've got to be ready, knowing that everybody we're playing is just as good or as we are. It could be better. We're not ready to play, but it'll go. It's here. It'll go by quicker than we all can imagine.
Coach, you talked about having the right mindset, sir. Not about having the right mindset. How much of an advantage you think it could be having an older team, guys that have been through this before, that were worried about seeding conference championships in this last 2 weeks?
Well, again, you'd like to think our older guys, and you're right. They've been through it. They've been they've been through a lot of games together and have had different meanings in different ways sometimes. But I do think the older guys understand where we are, what we're playing for, and I know they have a healthy respect for our league and the teams we've got in front of us, and but just hope that we can play good basketball.
How do you keep things in that day-to-day mindset when there are things out there like titles and potential #1 seeds and those sorts of things around?
It's about us getting better, and I know you guys get tired of me saying that, but it's consistency, getting better, all that mindset, and it's something that each day you've got to talk about it, because you realize there's a lot going on in their lives outside of what we do here, and there's things that some people wouldn't even realize. I mean, they have families too and different things. We're trying to just keep them focused really on where we are as a team and when we're here together, and make the most of that time, and when the lights come on that we're ready to play.
Coach, last year here at home, it was a tight, close game, low-scoring game. What do you expect maybe this time around?
Well, I think every time you play Auburn, I mean, Bruce is such a terrific coach and does a great job, and his schemes are good, and teams play hard, aggressive, and they last year here, that was not a really pretty game for either one of us. I think it was in the 40s, but you just, again, the respect that we have for him and his program, our guys, the older guys especially, being there, they know what to expect.
Janai Room seems like kind of a similar game. Some of the guys have given you issues this season. What's kind of the key to slowing him down?
Janai Room, I mean, again, I don't know if he's getting the recognition he deserves. I think he's truly one of the top post players in the country, and a guy that can go inside, outside, and just does a lot of different things for them. And you look at the years, last year I thought he was a handful for us, and we expect that now.
How hard is it to guard a guy like that when he's such a capable passer, and if you guys help off, he can find a three-point shooter?
It is. He does pass the ball extremely well for his position, but he's shot blocker. He can do that, but obviously he gets inside. I think he's poised, patient with the ball, and if you try to throw different defenses at him, he's going to look around and try to find the right guy and make the right play.
Jalen Williams is questionable tomorrow night, but how have you seen him develop to this point in his career, and what does he mean to that team?
Again, really, you got to give him and that staff a lot of credit for his development, because he's just continued to get better and better. And he, again, can do a lot of different things, and he presents a lot of problems himself. And obviously, every time we go into a game like this, we plan for him to play, and he's a difference maker for them, and Bruce knows it, we know it, and so we've got to be ready for that.
Coach, when you all left Chapel Hill and you were talking about, we're gonna have an inside game, we're gonna be able to throw it in there, is this what you kind of envisioned in 3 months?
Well,
down the road?
again, I'd like to say I wish we had it earlier, and now we gotta continue to be consistent with it, and I said before, that position is dependent on the perimeter guys doing their jobs to get the ball where it needs to be, when it needs to get there, and that's something, again, part of getting better every day, that part of what we're doing, we can improve.
When you went back and watched that film of Sakai, how much more impressive maybe was his performance than what you saw during that game?
Probably more so because you get to see the subtle things that he was doing with his eyes and looking off and seeing things, but it's really neat, and I think it probably takes a player 2 years to really understand our break the way you want it to, and it was Sakai first came in, and he was more of a scorer mentality, but now you can see he's starting to see a lot of things out there, and his poise with the ball, waiting for guys to get where they should have been, was really impressive. But he continues to understand more and more what his looks are.
How has Tobey improved on spacing throughout his time here at Tennessee, especially with that 2 big lineup when he's playing that 4 position?
Well, offensively, I mean, he's getting better at that. I think both of them were there, but Tobey is the guy that plays with 2 close guys every day. I mean, when we're mostly going against each other, you have Jonas and Josiah, but Tobey's normally with JP or with Kay, so he's used to it probably more so than Jonas. But yet, I thought Tobey's ball screen defense was probably the best it's been since he's been here, and he's got to continue to do that. And offensively, he's learning more and more about space on the court, where he can get it and where he needs to get it and how much quicker he needs to play with the ball.
You wanted effort against A&M, and you got it. Dominant performance from the entire team. Now turning to Auburn, 4-4 on the road, and Jalen Williams being questionable. What have you done this week with the team to prepare for Auburn?
Well, we go about it just pretty much the same way in terms of, after the game, we come in and go through what we did well, what we didn't do well against Texas A&M, and areas that we've got to get better with, and then we jump right into Auburn, and the preparation's the same in terms of it, but when we talk about personnel and go through our scout, we go through it as if he's there, and again, you expect some tweaks here or there that we're going to have to deal with. I mean, they know us probably as well as we know them in terms, but there's going to be some things you got to get ready for that they might do that we haven't seen, and I'm sure they might think the same way. But it's about, again, from the time that we turn the page, for us to get done what we need to get done, as players being locked in.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
All right, sure, guys.